Hello, Gemini. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Gemini is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free, does not cost anything. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Gemini, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And, of course, 10 of Cups. This is satiety, right? This is getting so much of something you never wanted again. This is, it's kind of a misnomer to call this card anything other than just that, satiety, being full, right? And we think that this is the happiest we'll ever be. This is the big win. This is all the pleasure that I could possibly get, and I'll never want any more of it. It's like you go to the buffet and you have such a huge meal that you just feel stuffed and you just say, I'm never going to eat again. Well, you know what? Give it a couple hours, you'll be hungry again, right? So I think we need to look at this card and we need to find out kind of how we're looking at our lives and how we're looking at what we're doing with our lives. Right? Are we pursuing that one big thing to end all things, right? Are we looking for that big win that will make us never want to do anything ever again, right? It kind of reminds me of the saying, if you become sugar, you can never taste sugar, right? This card is not happiness. This card is satiety, being satiated, being full, not wanting anything else, okay? The 9 of Cups, that's the card called happiness. Yeah. Let's put this one into some context. Let's see kind of what we're doing with this energy. We got a 3 of Wands. We've got the Star. We've got the 3 of Cups, 7 of Cups, and a 6. Okay. Yeah, 3 and a 6, right? We also have the 3 plus the 7 to give us that 10 right in the middle. Okay, and I think the idea here is that when you get that big win, if you were just chasing that feeling of fullness, right, that's going to eventually turn into something else, right? It's going to turn into a 7 of Cups. It's going to turn into a not so good feeling, right? We know that the success, let's say the joy, the satisfaction of winning the race is very quickly going to turn to depression or despair, right? Because, well, now that initial feeling has worn off, that joy has worn off. Now I don't have anything else to do. I don't have anything else to focus on. I don't have anything else to want, to crave. I don't have any other desire to go. I'm not hungry anymore, right? But I think the idea here is that we are identifying what's coming next. There really is no finish line, right? There really is no 10 of Cups. There is no, let's say, permanent 10 of Cups, no permanent satiety. So it depends on why we're searching after this, what this is for you, and why you want to achieve this. Okay? I think you're somebody who is following your bliss, following your starlight. I think you're living a life that's full of meaning and purpose. And I think when we accomplish something, we have to, I think, fairly quickly identify the next challenge. We want to identify what's coming next for us so that we can go and pursue that win and get 3 to 6, right? 3, 3, and 6. Because if we linger too long here at the finish line, we're going to start getting kind of sad that we're not racing anymore. All right, let's put some cards on the other side here. We've got the Emperor, we've got an Ace of Pentacles, another 6 of Pentacles, and a 2 of Cups. I feel like you're marrying yourself to the process and not to the outcome. I think you're realizing that you like the work, you like the challenge, you like the feeling of having something difficult to do and then being able to do it. So then when we get to this 10 of Cups, it's just kind of like, I can't linger here because it doesn't feel good anymore. It's like you've stuffed yourself at the buffet, but I'm going to sit here and just watch everybody else eat. Maybe you'll wait long enough, you'll get hungry again, and guess what? You'll get up and you'll go after something else, right? So we have to be able to figure out what we're really motivated by. What is it that we really want in life? Let's select the mystery card, then we'll get into these one by one. All right. This is going to be a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown, and what we do is we set it down over here with Dwight K. Schrute, and we don't look at it till the end of the reading. It will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need. If you have a prediction for that card, please put it down in the comments at any time during the reading. Okay. Now let's look around the room, because two majors, the Emperor and the Star. The Emperor is pride, confidence, self-control, authority over our own lives. Okay? You're somebody who is in charge. You know who you are and what you're all about. And the Star is this sense of purpose, the sense of destiny. Okay? Destiny is not a destination. Destiny really is a way that we are living our lives, striving to be the very best embodiment of our spiritual energy. We're trying to be the very best magician that we can be, right? We are trying to, I think in your case, you're trying to wed yourself, marry yourself to the process rather than the outcome, rather than the product, okay? The satisfaction that we may be aiming for in life sometimes, or the goal, right? How good it would feel to get over the finish line. That's coming really from your 6 of Wands, not from the 10 of Cups, not from being so full of something that you don't want anymore. No, we want to be hungry again. The name of the game is going from a 9 to a 10 of Cups. It's kind of like it feels the best just before you take that bite of food. It doesn't feel the best when you're stuffed so full of food that you never want to eat again. That's not where satisfaction comes from. That's not what we're truly motivated by. Because this is, in some ways, could be too much of a good thing. This could be that we have worn ourselves out with the enjoyment of something that we really don't want it anymore. Okay, so how are we motivating ourselves to stick with it, to keep going after something? I think you're starting to understand that it is about the process itself and not about the finish line, not about the accomplishment, but about the hard work and the underlying joy, right? The underlying joy of being a vehicle of your own destiny, of living that kind of a life. Now, I really like that we've got the 6 and the 3. We've got the two 3s here of water and fire. A lot of harmony here. You got a lot of good energy here. The challenging energy is only that 7 of Cups. It doesn't feel the way we thought it would feel. Getting that 10 of Cups very soon turns to a 7 of Cups. Very soon it feels like now I ate so much, now I'm just sick. And I don't like this. Why is this not fun? Why can't I finish the race and that just makes me happy for the rest of my life? Because it wasn't about finishing the race that you cared about. It's about running the race, about doing your very best, about you growing and overcoming your own personal obstacles. It's about you giving expression to what is deep within your soul. It's not about just finishing the race, just like at the buffet. Now my stomach's growling. It's not about getting as full as we can. I just want to stuff myself full, right? That's not what it's about. It's about enjoying, tasting the different food, being there with your friends or your family, or just by yourself, looking at all the people and sampling the things that you really do enjoy. right? It's not like the goal is to just get as full as we can, as fast as we can, right? That's going to lead you to kind of having an upset tummy, you know. So we have our majors anyway, was the point. We've got fire. We've got water, water, water. Don't have any air, do we? Well, we got a lot of water. We don't have any air. We do have our earth energies. And again, another 6, right? So I feel like the name of the game really is about you finding something new that's going to give you that sense of accomplishment. It's going to require that you work hard, that you overcome challenges. The 6, both of the 6s, are the success after a struggle, right? This is success after worry. This is victory after strife. Right? It's a 6 comes after the 5. The 10 here is kind of like too much of one thing, and we're wondering why we don't feel good. It's satiety, right? And it's not happiness is the idea. The 3 of Wands, I think, is you identifying what it is that you truly care about in your life. What motivates you to do the things that you're doing? Okay. If you you want to write a book, why do you want to write a book? Well, to publish a book. Why do you want to publish the book? Well, to make money from publishing a book, or to get recognition for publishing the book, or to I don't know, whatever it is, to have a book published out there motivating people. Okay, if that were the case, then you could publish one book, and that would be enough. Right? But even if you published one book and you got a gazillion dollars for it, very soon you'd be in that 7 of Cups. You'd be feeling like, what now? Like I feel terrible. It's a good problem to have. It would be nice to do one big thing and get all the marbles for it. But very soon you're going to start wondering, what am I doing with my life? Who am I? What is my identity? That's what the 3 of Wands is. It's our identity. Are we identified so closely with just the goal there? Just the, finishing the race. I finished the race. Yes. Okay. But now that I'm not finishing the race anymore, I have no sense of self. I don't know who I am. I don't know what I want. I don't know what feels good. I don't know why I do anything. It puts us into sort of an identity crisis. And so the 3 of Wands becomes us trying to identify who we are and why we're here, not in terms of the product that we're creating or the end result that we're after, but the process itself. How is that? That's where we really are finding our joy and our motivation, is in the doing of life, not in the having, not in the production, not in the final outcome. Again, with that 2 of Cups, I feel like we're marrying ourselves to the process, realizing that I'm someone who likes to work. I'm someone that likes to do this thing every day. The outcome, I like it. Yeah, sure. But I'm not just in there to try to get that outcome as quickly as, I'm not at the buffet just so I can get as full as I possibly can, as quickly as I can, right? That doesn't really compute, right? So I feel like you're identifying what it is that you do truly like in life, what you are really wanting. Okay. And I think that you're being guided by your star because you're recognizing that the things that we've been pursuing heretofore haven't been all that satisfying. That the 7 now comes after the 6s, right? So if you have the 5, which is the hard work, the struggle, the difficulty, the challenge, the puzzle, right? That's the 5. It's the fight. It's the work. And then you get the 6. You get that sweet spot. You're in the winner's circle. You cross the finish line, or you accomplish something. You overcame your challenge. Whatever was, and it's a victory over ourselves. I overcome my personal challenge, and I did it. I had some sort of a breakthrough. I improved in some way, or I reached some milestone, or whatever it is. And that feels good. What comes after the 6? Well, the 7. very soon that starts to diminish. That feeling of joy that we get in that moment diminishes, and we wonder why. Well, why? I got what I wanted. Why don't I feel good? I finished the race. Why don't I feel happy? I wrote the book. Why don't I feel happy? Because it's not about the book. It's about the writing. It's not about the finish line. It's about the running, you know? And so we realize that the 6 is like the ripe fruit. The 7 is when that fruit is starting to spoil. Okay? Or the 6 is that perfect state of fullness. I'm having such a great time at the buffet. But if I stay any longer, I'm going to start to feel a tummy ache. It's like, it's kind of like with the 10 of cups. We're just stuffing ourselves full. But the 6 is, I know when to stop. I feel perfect right now. You never have a meal like that where you eat just the right amount and you just feel wonderful. It feels so, so good. If I have another bite, I'm going to ruin it. Right? We don't want to stop too soon because then it's just, we're still hungry. We don't get that satisfaction. We're just at that sweet spot where we've had the perfect amount. One more bite and we're going to be overfull and we're going to start to feel not so good. That's kind of what this is like. So we're recognizing that where we really truly want to be in life, if it's either going to be the 6, right, that sweet spot, looking at it another way is kind of in between the 9 and the 10 of cups. Like a 9.5, right? A little bit of room left so that I'm still wanting a little bit more, that I could still go after something else. In this case, I like the symbolism of going from a 5 to a 6 and not lingering too far to where the joy and the satisfaction starts to flip to the opposite. We get that 7. It starts to spoil. We got to go back. We got to identify what's coming next. And what's coming next, of course, is the 6 of Wands. That's the overcoming of the next challenge. That's what feels good. It's not winning the race. It's not stuffing ourselves absolutely full. It's finding the next challenge for ourselves. What am I going to do today? How am I going to overcome my limitations or my blockages or my challenges today and get to that sweet spot where at the end of the day I can say, you know what? I did my very best today. I made maybe just like a little bit of progress. Or just the simple victory. It's a big win sometimes just to get up in the morning and say, I got up and I did it. I didn't do it like extraordinarily great, but I got up and I did it. Today was a win. Right? And so we realize that it's kind of like we're in competition with only ourselves. Yeah. And now the 3 of Cups, this might have been a period of time where you were sort of more focused on the outcomes, right? More focused on the result of your efforts, winning the race. I want to win the race. Well, then if we don't win the race, we're going to be feeling pretty bad too. Even if we do win the race, we have to understand what is going to come next. Otherwise, we're going to feel pretty awful before too long anyway. Okay. So the 3, sort of identifying the motivations, identifying what it is that we truly like about this. Why are we doing what we're doing? And I don't know what this is for you. I don't know if it's a financial thing, if it's physical stuff, if it is creative stuff. I'm interested in the fact that there are no swords cards. Okay, I feel like you're very much guided by how things feel. And the feelings can really help us tap into our star card, our star energy, our sense of destiny. The star is trying to help you answer the question, who am I and why am I here? The first phase of the star energy, the light comes in. If we allow it, the light comes in and helps us to see what's going on inside of us. So the star, spirit energy, is trying to illuminate your feelings right now. Trying to show you how you truly feel about something. And if you allow it, it's showing you the 7 of Cups and thinking what you've been desiring isn't satisfying you anymore. Because, again, as the way I interpret this, you've been focusing on the outcomes, focusing on the products rather than on the process. So the second phase of the star, of course, is once we recognize what's going on internally, we can sort of purify our energy. We can gain that self-gnosis, right? That knowledge of self. And that light starts to shine out from us. And now we realize what we're meant to do, right? Not, our destiny is not one particular thing. You're meant to write a book, right? Yeah, maybe. I mean, we could say that. That could be a very true statement. But that's not your destiny necessarily. Maybe your destiny is to write anything. Maybe it's not a book. Maybe it's a blog. Maybe it's TV. I don't know. Maybe it is to express yourself with words, and we wonder, who the audience is. And maybe it's meant to help certain people in certain ways, or connect with people, or whatever it could be, right? It's not in the products that you are producing, but it's in the actions that you're taking that will inevitably produce the product as a consequence. But we're not focused. It's really it's mindset. It's really what we're focusing on. Okay? Focusing on the outcome or focusing on the process that will lead to the outcome. And I think that Spirit's trying to bring your awareness to the process. What is the process that you're meant to be involved with in your life? The outcomes will be what they are, right? If we approach the process with the right energy, with the right feelings, with the right attitude, the outcomes are going to be just fine. We don't have to worry about them, right? And I feel that's what's going on with you. Okay, that's why we have the energy that we have. That's why we don't have any swords cards, because you're recognizing that your sweet spot of life is, well, I kind of feel like it's in the five. It's in the Five of Wands, in that fight, in that energy of striving to overcome whatever your limitations are, whatever your blockages are. I feel like that's where you're experiencing the most joy, right? And all of your accomplishments, you know that the feeling of satiety that goes with those accomplishments is a temporary satiety. Because the 10, there's a lot of ways to look at this, right? The 10 is really just a starting over. It's a beginning again. The 10 is just a 1 and a 0. It's sort of like we're going back to the ace. Well, that's what we have here, right? Going back to the ace. If we try to hold on to this win and try to make this, I did one thing and it was great, and I'm going to hold on to this for the rest of my life, we're going to be miserable. We may cling to this and think that this is going to sustain us for the rest of our lives emotionally, but it does not. So this is what you're recognizing. Okay? You're recognizing that this was, yes, I got very full to the point where I pushed myself so hard I didn't want to even take another step. Right? I raced so hard I didn't want to ever race again. For now. And then very soon, it could be a week, a month, a year later, here you are identifying the next race that you want to run. Because you're not you're very aware that 7 of Cups is up there. And you don't want that to come raining down on you and make you feel like I don't know what they call it, like a has-been. Like we had that accomplishment and we're trying to ride that wave for the rest of our lives. That's not going to satisfy you. So you're looking for the next one, right? And now on the path of the Serpent, by the way, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is free. You have the Emperor. The Emperor has knowledge of self. The Emperor says, I know who I am and why I'm here, and I know how to make decisions. I know how to control my life. I know how to I know what choices to make in life that will keep me in that sweet spot of like feeling good and working hard and getting the rewards and progress moving forward and keep this whole system going, because you are the vehicle of your own destiny. And the only one that can do this is you. So this is like we understand how to keep the whole realm functioning properly. And that's by identifying kind of the next challenge for yourself, applying yourself to that challenge, and accomplishing your goals, but very, very quickly, at your own pace, whatever, moving on, identifying what's coming next for you. We don't stand still for very long. You're not in the winner's circle for very long. Eventually, everybody else is going to go home. They're going to forget all about your win. We're using the win just as a sort of a springboard into the next challenge. So the emperor always has projects going on, right? A good emperor is one that always has something being built, something that's being changed, new plumbing, fixing the roads, we're innovating, and we're doing all these things for the betterment of the realm. There's always something going on. You drive around California, there's always, any town you go to, there's always some construction going on somewhere. It used to annoy the heck out of me, right? I grew up in California. Always something going on. Always some road or other that was under construction and there was a detour. It's like always, right? Very inconvenient for us, but that's kind of the way we want our life. There's always something going on, and that's very satisfying to you. That feels like we're making a difference. That feels like we're in control. That feels like we're not stopping and lingering and feeling kind of stuck in the swamp, not knowing what's coming next, not knowing why I feel the way I feel. It feels kind of crappy being stuck in the swamp, right? We're staying moving. Without this card, this is all good. This is all just bliss and blessings, right? You want to avoid that very stagnant, yucky kind of feeling of when the joyous big win turns into a kind of a swampy, yucky, queasy kind of feeling. It becomes kind of a noxious energy, right? So we have the Ace of Pentacles in the position of the environment. You're looking for the next challenge for yourself. You're trying to figure out what comes next because we're continuing this cycle. Okay? We're continuing this cycle. And this could be the next, it could be like headed towards the next milestone on your path. It could be looking for the next race, or it could be the next art project. This could be, how do I level up my skill a little bit further? You're playing a video game, right? You get past the first boss. You beat level 1. All right, good. Do you quit the game and you just sit there and you think, God, this sucks. I'm bored. I don't like this anymore. I feel icky. No, you sort of go on to level 2, which is a little bit harder, and you go after the next boss, level 2 boss. It's going to require that you sort of grow and level up. You get stronger. You get more in control of the character in the game, and you're doing better. It may be more challenging. You might fail a couple of times, and you'll have to start over, level 2, and do it again. Eventually, you'll meet the boss. You'll beat the boss. You'll level up, level 3 now. And it's like, okay, cool. I keep beating the boss, and I keep feeling better. I get more motivated. You beat the boss, you want to do it again. I want to go to the next level and try that one. The higher up you go, the more times it's going to take you to beat the boss. When finally you get to the last level of the game, right, you may spend the rest of your life trying to beat that boss. That's the final boss, right? But you already have all the experience of level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, that when you get to the 10th level, it's okay if it takes me the rest of my life to do it, because I realize that what really is fun is me playing the game, not beating the boss. Beating the boss is that reinforcement that motivates you and lets you know, hey, you're capable, you're strong, you're good at this. Go try the next level. You say, okay. By the time you get to the top, you realize it's not even about the boss. It's about you just doing what you do. Because you can, because you're good at it, because you believe in yourself. So we're always looking for the next ace, the next level, the next beginning, right, to push ourselves. And of course, that 6 to me, feels like a flow state. It feels like this is when we are doing the work. That's not when we have defeated the boss. This is when we are at the buffet doing what we do, not when we're so stuffed we don't want to look at food ever again. This is us playing the levels, right? From fire to earth. We're doing what we do. We're in that flow. And the accomplishments will be there. Eventually, you will overcome the boss, and you'll get to the next level, or you'll beat the game, and then and then we got to see what game we want to enjoy next. It's kind of like me with reading books. And I played video games for a while when I was a kid, but reading books is like that now. I used to think, well, I just got to get done. I got to read some books, right? I've got to be able to check them off my list. I want to be able to say, hey, I finished this book, toss it out. But what I realize is that the fun is in reading the book itself, not in that there is something satisfying about shutting the book and thinking, I read it cover to cover, good, I did it, I finished it. And then putting it back on the shelf. There's something satisfying about that. But if that was it, if that was the last thing I did, very soon it would turn to a Seven of Cups and I'd be miserable. Because the real joy, the real growth, the real expression of my energy was in the reading. It's reinforcing to finish the book. It makes me feel like, oh, I can do it. I can finish a book and read it all the way through, And so it makes me want to do it again. Until you get to that point where you just like to be reading every day. It doesn't really matter what it is. Doesn't matter if you ever finish the book. I got 10 books open right now on my Apple books. Probably more than that are 30, 40% finished. It's not about finishing the thing. It's about the joy and the experience of reading and absorbing the information, or being immersed in that world, or learning those skills, or learning that information and thinking about things, and growing intellectually or spiritually and emotionally through some of these activities, not just reading or racing, but anything you're doing. Okay. And the Two of Cups, the urge to merge, the desire to just do the thing because we love it, not because of what we're getting out of it. Again, the Ten of Cups will be there. The finish line will be there. The results, the product will be there. But what is really fun is that we're doing it kind of for its own sake. We're focusing on the doing, not in the having, not in the outcome. Focusing on what we're putting into it and the experience that we're having, not on the outcome or the output. Right? Loving something so much that we just want to do it. You race. That's what you do. You're a racer. You're a runner. Right? It's not about the winning of the races. Sure, the winning of the races lets you know that you're good at this and there's some form of recognition. It's like a confirmation that, okay, this is something I'm pretty good at here. Whether you win or whether you just finish the race is reinforcing. But where that real bliss is, where that real love is, it's in the movement. It's in the doing of the thing for you. Let's look at the mystery card. Let's see what this hidden factor is for you. I don't know what to expect here, honestly. I feel like we have such great cards. That Seven of Cups is kind of that's the part of the motivation, really, right? So, I don't know. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. This card, I don't know. Well, yeah, of course it's the Magician. This is the mastering the art of manifestation, right? And every tarot reading, I've been saying this for the last couple of weeks, I guess. Every tarot reading is all about how you can become the best magician that you can be. And the magician is the one who is able to transmit that spiritual light out into the world. Receiving it from above, transmitting it, a clear channel, a pure, smooth, clear conduit of spiritual energy and creativity. Allowing your life to be in service of that spiritual energy, your destiny, your purpose. It's in the doing, it's in the transmission. Not in being the magician is not about what you're creating, but it's about the act of creation. Okay? So that's why I always say, too, on this channel, it doesn't matter what you're doing. What matters is how and why. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's a race or a video game. What matters is why you're doing it. And so maybe that's what some of these cards are. Are we doing things for the right reasons? Your soul will tell you the answer to that. But every reading should just be titled, How to Master the Art of Manifestation, How to Become the Best Magician You Can Be. And for you right now, Gemini, this is how you do it. This is how you become the very best magician that you can be. Now, we're going to do an extended reading. We'll do some oracle cards. We'll do an I Ching reading. There is a link up top. There's a link down below. New readings for Gemini Monday and Friday. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is totally free. Doesn't cost anything. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.